Okay, now so previously we have discussed the two models related to the transistor for the analysis of the their different parameters. That means the voltage gain, current gain, input resistance, output resistance, like that. So for that purpose we have discussed the hybrid model or the each parameter model. Okay, so we have discussed the hybrid model. Second one we have discussed the RE model, and also it has been also called the T model. Okay, so these two model we have discussed for replacing the transistor with the help of this model, which consists of the linear circuit elements, so that our analysis will become easier. And also before that we have discussed another model, that is the Ebert-Small model. Now this Ebert-Small model is also the Ebert-Small model is a very powerful model for the analysis of the transistor for the all the three regions, namely active region, saturation region and the cut-off region. But the problem with the Ebert-Small model is that whenever we replace the transistor with the Ebert-Small model, all the parameter of the Ebert-Small model is non-linear element. Okay, all the parameter of the Ebert-Small model is the non-linear elements. We cannot analyze the circuit with the help of these non-linear elements. Okay, so that we does not include the Ebert-Small model. So moving forward we will discuss the hybrid H parameter model. Next we discuss the T model. So today we will discuss the another model that is called the hybrid pi model. Okay, so the name of this model is hybrid pi model. Okay, now in this model can be used for the case of the transistor with high frequency analysis, high frequency signal analysis, transistor subject to the high frequency signal and the transistor subjected to the low frequency signal. Both these condition can be analyzed with the help of this hybrid pi model. Okay, now what is this model? So this model is assumption of this model is quite different than the other two model. Okay, assumption. And whenever we simplify this model, hybrid pi model, then you can easily relate this model with the others model that we have discussed, that means the RE model or the H parameter model. Okay, so that is you can relate or compare. But before at the starting point, the assumption of this model is quite different from the other two model. Okay, so whenever we discuss the transistor is a three terminal device. We have all of you know that the transistor is a three terminal device. Okay, so emitter, base and the collector. Okay, now this emitter, base and the collector terminal is connected with the other circuit element. Likewise, that whenever we connected the transistor like this, so this is your base terminal, so here is the resistance is connected with the base terminal. Okay, and so this point, okay, this point is called the contact. So this is the metal contact, so this is a metal contact, so this is also a metal contact and this is also a metal contact. So this contact with this regions gives rise to some sort of resistances. Okay, so in this model we have to include these resistances. Okay, so if we just simplify this, the model or the resistances, that means there is a base resistance. Suppose we have assumed that there is a base resistance due to the base terminal and this contact, there is a emitter resistance and there is also a collector resistance associated with this. Okay, due to this concept, the concept, what is the concept? Concept is that, so there is a connection, metal contact with this semiconductors, so that gives rise to some sort of resistances. Okay, so these are the resistance. Now what is this approximate value of these resistances? The approximate value of these resistances or the equation for the resistances, all of you know that the equation for the resistance is nothing but rho L divided by A. Okay, this is dependent on the material, and this L is actually the length, okay, and this A actually the area of the resistor. Now whenever we see into this transistor, so this is nothing but your transistor. So in the transistor, all of you know that the emitter collector region has the highest area. So collector area is the highest, okay. So after that comes into the emitter area, and after that comes into the base. So base is the lowest area and the collector has got the highest area. So just by applying this concept, okay, so just by applying this concept, you can easily identify that if the simple resistance formula is like that, that means the resistance is nothing but inversely proportional to the area. So as the area of the collector region is highest, so the resistance of the collector must be lower than the emitter, than the base. So from this concept, simple concept of the resistance or the formula of the resistance, so you can easily relate this. That means base is the highest resistance, so this resistance is got the highest, and after that this Re and Rc. Okay, so if you just want to get the value of these resistances, what is the approximate value of these resistances, I am writing the approximate value. This is the formula of the resistances, and what is the most probable numerical value, then this Rb is approximately 100 ohm, this Re and Rc, okay, is approximately range of this. So you can easily see that these two resistances Re and Rc, okay, that is gives rise to this, these two resistances has evolved due to the contact with the semiconductor and the metal, okay, junction. So you can easily identify that these resistance you can consider, okay, little bit of consider amount this resistance, but these two resistance can be ignored, okay. So these two resistance can be ignored. So we can, whenever we plot the model, then we can ignore the resistance. This resistance is got the highest resistances, okay. Now here also the another concept is been introduced. That concept is, suppose there is a base, so between them, base and the, suppose there is a emitter base junction, this is a junction, this is also a junction, okay. So this is a junction and this is also a junction. So and this junction gives rise to different resistances, okay. Suppose there is a junction, there is a depletion layer, so there is a junction, so there is a depletion layer, so there is a junction. So these two junction gives rise some sort of resistances, okay, between the base and the emitter, and also between the base and the collector, okay. So how can you plot these two resistances? Here the new concept here is that we have considered, so this terminal, we have considered another terminal between the middle of the base, and this terminal can be marked as B prime. This terminal can be marked as B prime. So you can consider the resistance between these two, and also you can consider the resistance between these two, okay, due to this junction, okay. So hope this concept is clear to you. This is not physically any terminal, this terminal is not any physical existence, okay. This is only for the understanding purpose, that inside the base or the middle of the base there is a terminal, and that terminal may be termed as B prime, and we consider the resistances between the emitter and this base. So that is also the resistance between them, and there is also a resistance between them, okay. So going forward from this concept, we are just plotting, okay. So this is your base terminal, suppose this is your base terminal, so there is a resistance Rb previously there, okay, and there is also a resistance between the base and the emitter, okay. So I'm just writing this resistance as RB. Okay, and this terminal, okay, this terminal you can mark as B prime, you can be marked as B prime. Okay, you can be marked as, not necessary required, but you can mark. So this terminal is also B prime, and this is your collector. Okay, so this is your collector. This is B prime, middle of this transistor. This is the only the user accessible terminal. This is not the physical existence. Okay, and we are consider only this terminal to make you understand that there is a resistance between these two. So we can consider between these two and between these two. Okay, so here, so this resistance can be written as R pi. Okay, so this can be considered as a forward bias resistance between the B prime, or you may consider between the base and the emitter. So this is the common emitter configuration. So between the base and the emitter. Okay, hope you understand, between the base and the emitter there is a resistance due to this depletion layer. So this is the forward bias resistance, and that can be replaced as R pi, and RB is nothing but this contact resistance. So RB, this resistance. Okay, so this resistance RB is nothing but your contact resistance. So that is your RB, that is different, and R pi, that is different. Okay, so hope up to this clear to you. So next, there is a resistance. Okay, so there is a resistance. This resistance is between B prime and C. Just see this, between B prime and C, and if this is forward bias, reverse bias, so that is a different thing. Generally it is reverse biased in the active region. Okay, so this resistance can be marked as R mu. Okay, this resistance can be marked as R mu. Okay, and also there is R0, output resistance is there previously, the understanding for the previous model. Okay, this is R0, output resistances, and there is also a flow of collector current. So that flow of collector current, okay, can be regarded as like this. And this is nothing but your GM is a new concept, GM into VB. Okay, or V pi, whatever you can say. So this is your input terminal, and this is your output terminal. Okay. This is R mu. Okay, now as I have said that this model can be used as a high frequency and also in the low frequency. So you know that whenever you consider the high frequency, then capacitor comes into picture, and whenever you consider the low frequency, capacitor does not play any significant role. So there must be high frequency model, there must be some sort of capacitance associated, and the capacitance associated means in the base and the emitter junction, this is forward bias in the active region, so there is a some sort of capacitance between them. This capacitance is the diffusion capacitance, forward bias capacitance, and if the junction is reverse bias, there is also a capacitance, depletion capacitance. So these two capacitances can be exist, so between them there is a capacitance. So this capacitance can be marked as C pi between the B prime and the emitter, and between this there is a capacitance. So this capacitance can be marked as C mu. Okay, so this is the almost quite a model of the H parameter hybrid parameter model. You can relate like this. Okay, so base resistance we have discussed, R pi whatever I have discussed, this R mu I have also discussed, this GM into VB there must be there. So this is nothing but a current source, so this is nothing but your IC. In the previous model there is instead of GM and RE there is a term beta into IB, so that also represent IC. So this also represent IC, this also represent IC, we will see that, but you just compare with the model, with the RE model, that this is beta IB and here it is GM VB. Okay, so this is all about the model and the different parameter. Okay, so next we will like to learn what is your RPi. RPi is nothing but, 1 minute, RPi. Okay, so RPi is the base emitter junction resistance. So the base emitter junction resistance, so this is the forward bias resistance. Okay, base emitter junction resistance. Okay, and this can be represented as HFE divided by GM. Okay, and HFE is nothing but beta, so this is beta divided by GM. So next is your GM. What is GM? GM is nothing but your transconductance. Okay, GM is nothing but your transconductance. Now in the case of the transconductance, transconductance is the ratio between the current and the voltage. So GM is nothing but del IC divided by del VBE. Okay, and this can also be written as ICQ divided by VT. So how this expression comes? So there is another derivation. We will not go into this derivation, but you can think of that. Okay, and the next resistance is R mu. R mu is the resistance between output and the input. Okay, why the output and the input? Between the collector and the base. So base is also associated with the, because if this is your transistor, so this is your base emitter, so this is the input junction and this is the output junction, collector base, and the resistance exists between collector and the base. Okay, so this is actually feedback resistance, feedback. Okay, so here you can write is that resistance between output and input terminal, output and input terminal. Okay, and we can also call as a feedback resistance, and value is quite high. This value is quite high. It can be also related to the early effect. And your R0, this is the output resistance, this is the output resistance. This value is also a very high range. Okay, now whenever we consider this simplified RE model, so this is all about the RE model. Okay, so whenever we consider the simplified RE model, so this total RE model is not required. Simplified, sorry, high bit pi model. So simplified high bit pi model. So in the simplified high bit pi model, what we want to consider? We want to consider only this R mu can be ignored, and your RB can also be ignored. There. Okay. Now if these two resistances can be ignored, and also in the case of the low frequency, if this is your low frequency, then your capacitor C pi and the C mu can also be ignored. Because in the low frequency, capacitor does not comes into picture. Okay. Capacitor does not comes into picture in the low frequency. So in the simplified model, you can consider there is a resistance here R pi. Okay, and there is a GM current source GM into V pi. Okay, and there is a output resistance R naught, collector, base, emitter. Okay, so here is the model, and this is a IB current and this is a collector current IC. Now the difference with the other model or the RE model with this model, what is the difference with this model with the RE model? In the RE model, current source is actually your beta IB. Okay, but here the current source is your GM into V pi. So whenever you consider the RE model, the current source or the model actually represent the current control current source. So this is a current source is controlled by IB. So this is a current control current source. Whenever you consider the high bit pi model, so that is voltage control current source. So that is the only difference. And in the case of the RPi, this RPi can also be replaced by your RE or the beta RE, whatever you can say. Okay. And this R0 is already been there. So that is all about this. Okay. And if you want to write down the equation for IC, okay, if you want to write down the equation for IC, so IC is nothing but, okay, your IC is nothing but VCE. So there is a between collector and emitter voltage is VCE. So VCE divided by R0 plus GM into V pi. This is the output current expression. If you want to write down the expression, so this will be your expression, and going forward with the help of this equation we will try to analyze the circuit. Okay. And the transconductance I have already said. The transconductance is nothing but your IC divided by VT. Okay, IC divided by VC, that means IC divided by 26 millivolt. GM is nothing, this expression is required. Some question may be asked from this, directly from this expression. Okay, so IC divided by VT. So VT you can consider as 26 millivolt. 26 millivolt. So going forward, just by using this model, you can easily analyze the CE transistor and the different parameter of the CE transistor. Okay. Likewise, we have analyzed with the help of the RE model or the H parameter model. Okay. And also V pi is nothing but your beta divided by GM. So GM into, is your beta, GM into RP. Okay. So this is your beta. This expression you can also remember. And there is another expression, H RO divided by HOE. RO equal to 1 divided by HOE. Okay. So this is the simplified high bit pi model, and this is the complete. Okay. So complete pi model. You study this model, different parameter of this model, and try to analyze the further circuit, that means the CE amplifier or the emitter follower circuit with the help of this model. Thank you.